Hello, we have just gone live, so we're going to cut right through the upfront and right into the watch-along. It's Walsall versus Leicester City. It's a watch-along. Won't you join us? Yes, we're back into cup action right towards the end of the transfer window, and we are out in the West Midlands up against Walsall. We have already kicked off. We are just under a minute into the match, and Leicester City have already started putting pressure on the Walsall defense. But right now, it is Walsall who are pressuring. They are inside the penalty area, trying to attack up that right wing. We'll get some lineup information in for you shortly once Leicester City can clear this attack, and it is cleared off the Walsall attacker and out for a goal kick. Leicester City sticking to their 4-2-3-1 formation, a back four consisting of Luke Thomas, Wout Faes, Dan Amarte, and Timmy Castagna. In holding midfield, we've got Mendy and Tielemans, a front midfield three of Barnes, Madison, and Dewsbury Hall, and up front it is Patson Daka as the sole striker. And that is why we're starting right at kickoff. It is 7:30 in the morning here. We should hopefully be joined by Michael as well. It's 4:30 in the morning there, so we're absolutely going to give him some leniency with the scheduling here. As Dewsbury Hall is in on the attack, the Walsall player hits the ground, and that will be a free kick in the Walsall penalty area. Now, Walsall currently sit in, just pulling up their league information. '11th in League Two. We will also give you score updates around the rest of the FA Cup matches. In terms of the early kickoffs, Accrington Stanley is playing against Leeds United. That match also still 0-0 very early on. I think a couple important things with regards to the Leicester City lineup is the fact that Victor Christensen is in the squad, but hasn't made the starting lineup. I think we can probably expect him to get his first moments in a Leicester City shirt here, probably towards the 60th minute. Lot of end-to-end stuff at the moment. The Walsall goalkeeper takes a goal kick and immediately puts it out for a throw-in. For those of you also watching at home, it's a very, very high camera angle for the TV broadcast, very close to the pitch. As James Madison gets knocked over by the Walsall midfielders, he's staying on the ground, and it's a lot of tussling going on in midfield by both clubs. He's back on his feet, but holding his hamstring just a little bit. Leicester City coming forward now. It's Harvey Barnes on the left wing, plays it in towards Daka in the penalty area. He's got 3-4 defenders around him. He hits the deck. You're not getting a penalty for that one, though. If there was contact, that was very, very light. And Walsall will clean their lines as far as Wout Faes, who tries to hoof it back upfield. It will be collected by Amarte, and Leicester will regain control of the ball. Now, that one significant change to the Leicester City lineup is the fact that it is not Danny Ward in net, but Iverson, who does get another chance in the cup. And yes, this will be Brendan's first match since his 50th birthday earlier in the week. I'm sure we all saw the updates that the club was posting while we're still waiting to hear more transfer news. Latest I have heard on that front is that Tete is in London for his physical assessment, and he has basically been guaranteed to be a Leicester City player, announcement pending. So 2 signings in January, definitely a little out of character for Leicester, but I think we're all going to be glad to see that. Leicester City had a free kick that will be blocked by the Walsall defense, but we regain possession through James Maddison. He finds Luke Thomas in the center, and his shot is blocked, and that will not go out for a corner. It will be cleared out by the Walsall defender right at the last, and that is out for a throw-in. Brendan keeping his similar stoic expression on the sidelines, arms crossed. He's got his gum going. We know exactly what to expect. You'll have to forgive my setup here as well. The lighting's definitely not as good as it is on a normal match day. I've had to move to a different room as the FA Cup is on cable here instead of being hosted online. Walsall clear their lines off the throw-in, but it will be immediately collected by Dana Marte just past the halfway line. I'm sure we're going to be seeing a lot of Leicester City possession in this. We're not going too aggressively on the attack. We do not want to be one of those clubs that's upset in the cup. But we will definitely be happy to hold possession and wait for an opening. And now we're coming forward through Tielemans. Plays it to Dewsbury Hall, back to Tielemans. And again, holding that ball around the center circle, we go back towards Amarte, and we're just waiting to see if there is going to be one of those openings. Tielemans to Maddison to Dewsbury Hall. There's an opening on the right now. Dewsbury Hall cuts inside, beats his man, plays it all the way across. He was probably trying to find Thomas, but a little breakdown in communication there. And it will be cleared by Walsall, but only as far as Castagna. Tielemans under pressure passes it back to Mendy, then back to Castagna. Maddison now. He cuts inside, has a little 1-2 with Castagna. It's a little overcooked. It forces him wide onto the wing. He cuts inside, gets past 1, can't get past 2, and Walsall will clear. I think we'd all definitely love to see Iverson get himself a clean sheet as well, build up his confidence. I've been seeing some rumors that we are in the market for a goalkeeper as well. Alban Lafont, I know we were linked with him after losing Schmeichel. Castagna plays a low cross in that is headed on by Patson Daka, and he fires just high and wide of the right of the net. Yes, so for those of you in the UK, I believe all FA Cup matches should be available to you on iPlayer for free. So absolutely pull the match up and you can follow along with me. I'll give you regular timestamps through the match as well if you want to get synced up. And we'll just have our little biased commentary stream on here. Munich's predicting 5-1 to Leicester City. I'd definitely love to see that. I don't think it's going to be that high scoring. I think we're going to show a lot of respect to Walsall. I think we're going to sit back a lot, but I think it will still be comfortable for us. So I'm probably predicting a 3-0, but I think we're getting 2 goals late in this. I think we're going to get 1 and hold. And then as Walsall get desperate towards the end of the match, I can see us adding 2 in about the last 15-20 minutes. Walsall try to come forward, but the attack breaks down following pressure from Luke Thomas, and that is out for a Leicester City goal kick. No, sorry, it's out for a corner as the referee has some words with Wout Faes. Fee also predicting a 3-0 Leicester City win. Just getting the replay on this now. So it was appeals for a handball off of Luke Thomas there. They would have just gotten a free kick from it out of if anything, but looks as though they've just judged it to be a simple deflection off of perhaps his knee. And Walsall will get the second corner of the match here. They've got a lot of tall players in that penalty area. They're currently showing a matchup between one of their midfielders and Dewsbury Hall, but they play the corner short. Play the cross low, and it's a low drooping shot that Iverson will dive and get to at his near post. The rebound goes off of the Walsall player's hand, and it's a free kick to Leicester City. A very well played set piece by Walsall. Let's not sell them short at all here. They found their spaces, and they played that like it was on the training ground. Very efficient from them, and they did get the shot off in the end. Although perhaps that low shot was more meant to be a pass to that forward player that was just misplaced. As Leicester City try to play it long and far immediately, but that will be collected by the Walsall keeper, Owen Evans. Evans to take the goal kick. And Mendy will help us regain possession and start a little bit of pinging of the ball around the midfield. Madison does well to control and shirk off two Walsall players, and he then finds Tielemans. Moving up on the right-hand side is Amarte. Well advanced up the pitch. He turns and then passes it to Mendy to give himself some time to get back. Tielemans' pass is then well intercepted there. Poorly placed from him, but Amarte will stop Walsall's counterattack. So Munich, that's entirely based, dependent on where you're based. The licensing will be different country by country. At least for me in Canada, it's on a channel called Sportsnet. And then if you're in the UK, it should be on iPlayer on the BBC. Tielemans plays it back towards Fast right at the center circle. Back to Tielemans. And he's setting up like he's hungry, like he wants one of those long distance goals. He knows that he can do it in the cup. And realistically, if you're going to pick a team to do it at any time, it's going to be this one. As Dewsbury Hall and Daka have a little back and forth in the penalty area, creating a chance there. But Daka takes his shot a little early, and it's and it's blocked. And then the rebound does come out to Tielemans. He wants that long distance goal. He takes it from well outside the penalty area, and that is up and over the net. But some good curve on it. I think we could definitely all tell what Tielemans was hoping for there. This is where Leicester City do well in these cup matches, and I think we'd like to see more of it in the Premier League, is that we can put together strings of very, very quick passes moving up the pitch, leading up to certain shots, but just no final product for us yet. And yes, George, I cannot show you the match on screen. That's why we're offering you the commentary if you're not able to see the match, so that you can watch along with us. But yeah, this channel will get struck down in less than 10 minutes if we put the match up on screen. Leicester City passing the ball around the back at the moment. Fast finds Amarte over to Tielemans. Walsall not playing a high press at all. They do not want to be caught on the counter early here. As we switch up play towards Barnes on the left wing, but his pass to Dewsbury Hall is intercepted by Daniels, the Walsall defender. Foul against Castagna on Knowles, and that will be a free kick to Walsall right on the midfield line, and Castagna is not happy with that call at all. Tangling of legs there at the midfield point. Knowles trying to receive the free kick. That's very fast moving, so I can't really make a good call on that, but it looks like Castagna just catches the back of the ankle of the Walsall man, and it's a well-earned free kick. Little breakdown in communication from Leicester City there at the center circle as we make the tackle, and then all three players around the ball sit off, thinking that someone else was going to get it, and Walsall will collect. And now we're back into that tussle, that bouncing around in the midfield as Tielemans plays it up, looking towards one of Daka or Madison. It will miss Daka, find Madison, but then his quick pass is misplaced. And now Walsall have a break here. They were in the penalty area up against Amarte and Castagna. The shot is taken, and across the face of goal, Fast will clear it right back out. Walsall will collect again, and they'll try again here. Player gets around Tielemans, nearly gets around Madison, but Madison will collect, and now we look to counter. Madison gets past one. It's 3 against 5 here. We switch up play and he passes overcooked towards Barnes, and that will be out for a throw into Walsall. And Madison in some discomfort here holding his ankle. Will be interesting to see what's happened here as he is in some discomfort, and that is worrisome for us. Ooh, so just seeing the replay on that, it looks as though Madison plays the cross over, and Wilmot, the right midfielder for Walsall, just trods across Madison's foot, possibly his ankle there, and that will definitely hurt if you're getting the weight behind those cleats right on the top of your foot. Getting some medical treatment now. Wilmot has made himself scarce down on the Walsall sideline, and Madison gets booked, presumably for dissent there. And he's going to have to leave the field briefly for because he received medical treatment. Good morning, counselor. And I think we know why Kel isn't starting. I'm sure Brendan has his reasons beyond just that he doesn't rate him right now. Like, we know that he's always watching training and that he gets more information on the players than we do, but Kel is just completely unfancied by him. I think it's also that he knows that he wants Patson Daka to play more in the Premier League, and if he can get himself a goal or two against Walsall, that will definitely help build his confidence. Leicester City coming forward again. Madison back on the pitch. His pass to Tielemans is intercepted, and we're forcing Walsall back into the corner. It would just take one mistake here, but they've done well. They get around the Leicester City attack and back to their defenders, and the clearance will make it all the way up to Williams up front for Walsall, but he can't control the ball, and Marte will collect. Williams on the ground right now. He's in some discomfort around his ankle. I expect him to continue, but yeah, I think he may have just caught a trailing boot or perhaps caught the turf a little bit when he tried to collect the ball there. Leicester City will stop play and it will be resumed with a drop ball. Yeah, I think we all know just how well Kel can do in the FA Cup. I believe he is on the bench for us. I'm going to take a quick look down. Yes, he is on the bench for us, so I think we can probably expect that he'll get at least half an hour for that. You know, we know Brendan's like for likes. If we're doing decently in a match, wouldn't surprise me if we see a Daka for Kel switch right around that 60th minute mark. Tielemans and Madison passing the ball around on the right-hand side, and then we'll go over to Fast to try to switch play up. But we're definitely relying on that right wing far more than the left, looking for Madison for those runs more so than Barnes, as Tielemans goes looking for him, but that will be intercepted. Walsall holding possession in right midfield, but pushed over by Castagna. No foul as the Walsall player stays on the ground, and Leicester City look to counter. Castagna on that right wing. Cross comes in. It's high. It's towards Daka, and it's a poor header in the end, and he puts it about the net's width wide of the net on the right side. Knowles is back on his feet for Walsall. Yeah, just out-muscled there at the midfield by Castagna. And then a good cross, and yeah, just Daka does not get under it well at all, and he gets beside it more than he gets in front of it, and it's well wide of the goal. Evans to take the goal kick again. Early stats here, 5 shots already for Leicester City, 20 minutes into this game. None on target yet. Walsall with the first shot on target, and that was the low near post save by Iverson. No scoring yet in Accrington versus Leeds either, and Accrington are actually far more on the attack than Leeds, looking at the quick stats on that. 7 shots, 3 on target versus just 1 shot off target for Leeds so far. The ball here bouncing around in the midfield again. Walsall try to switch up play, but it will be intercepted by Madison, and this is a good counter-attacking chance for us. He's up against Knowles. He can't find his pass, though, towards Daka, and Leicester City are forced to regroup, and that lets Walsall get almost all of their players back behind the ball. And we'll go all the way back to a Marte right at the center circle. Fast Pines and Marte finds Mendy, and we try to come forward, but again, we're stopping right at the border to the attacking third. Tim, he's not had a good match so far. He's had a couple chances, but has missed the net every single time so far. I don't see us loaning him out, though, until we have another center forward on our books. And it looks like we're prioritizing Tete at the moment. It looks like that deal will get done before the end of the transfer window, but I don't see us also getting a center forward out of it. I can see us maybe get Harry Suter done. But if anything, I think that would be all of our transfers for the January window. And yeah, Dig Dave, I don't think that Kels's form is so poor in training to justify how little he's been playing this season. He may have had a falling out with Brendan. I don't want to hypothesize about these sorts of things. I'd like to see him get more game time, both in the Premier League and here in the Cup. But as it stands, yeah, he's been benched. I think it's because he sees Daka as more of the player for the future, and he wants to give him more of that chance to develop. But he's just not showing it at the moment. And I'm sure all of the Zambian fans on the Leicester City Facebook page will not be happy to hear things like that. Colville Town won't even want Daka. That's harsh. That's harsh. We've seen his moments of brilliance, especially in the Europa League a couple seasons ago. But yeah, this season he's just not been showing it. As Walsall take a free kick in their defensive third, they will collect it, and then Leicester City will try to intercept, and it will go out for a Walsall throw-in. And then immediately we're pressing those Walsall players, and we force them all the way back to Evans. But it looks as though they're going to try. No, they will not play it short from the back. Lofted ball, trying to challenge Castagna, but he will win that header, and that is out for a Walsall throw. Brendan Rodgers back in his notebook there. Quick shot on the sideline. I'd love to know how many of those little notebooks he goes through in a season, because those are tiny pages. We're talking about like the little spiral bound notebooks that you get at the pound shop. As Fast plays the ball in towards Daka, he lays it off for Tielemans, and fast-moving, fast-passing football here. Madison plays the cross in, trying to find Dewsbury Hall. It deflects off the defender, and then Barnes completely scuffs the volley there. It's not an easy one to hit, but he does not make good contact at all. He's well below the ball, and with all that backspin, it's easy for Evans to collect. Cheers, Lawrence. I think we'll all be hoping to see well from us in this tournament. Following our elimination from the Carabao Cup, this is our biggest focus in terms of getting a trophy this season. And why not have a go at it? And with the lineup, it's pretty positive. I'd say like the only big rotation positions that we've seen here are probably the goalkeeper and Iverson starting, and maybe the fact that Daka gets the start as the sole center forward instead of Vardy. I'm still confident that we're going to see Christensen get his first taste of the Leicester City shirt in this match, and then that may begin to lead to Thomas going back into more of a rotation-based position. Thank you for letting me know, Dick Dave. So apparently Harrison has just scored for Leeds. And that is correct. Jack Harrison in the 23rd minute. 1-0 to Leeds. They've only needed 2 shots so far to get it. And that's why, like I was saying earlier, that Accrington had taken many shots so far, but hadn't created anything from them yet. And you don't need those stats behind you, because at the end of the day, you just need the goals. Walsall coming forward now. Cross, high in, cleared away by Tielemans. Only as far as Walsall's number 2. That's White. Second cross comes in. Headed away by Castagna. Only as far as a Walsall man. And then Tielemans will hoof that ball out towards the wing. But again, Walsall will cross it right back into play. And this time they will find their man, but he can't control the ball. And Barnes will collect and break it away. Big sliding challenge there from Walsall. No break in play, no foul. He did probably get the ball first there. A well-taken slide challenge, a hard one, but Barnes is back on his feet. And yeah, Sean, I think that chalks up a lot of it. That might be why Kell isn't starting. That might be why Daka isn't scoring. Is just that they're low on confidence at the moment. As Walsall come in again, low cross off the left wing, cleared away by Mendy. Tielemans on the ball now. He lays it off for Madison, and now Leicester City have some forward momentum. Madison lays it off for Dewsbury Hall. Dewsbury Hall gets taken down, and the ball will fall towards Thomas. He'll go forward and find Barnes, and we look to come forward on the left. Barnes cuts inside. Can't lose his man, though, and he lays it back towards Thomas on the left flank. Back to Thomas, back to Tielemans, back to Barnes. Fast on the outside of the area. His shot is blocked. And that will be a Leicester City throw. For those of you watching at home, if you want to try to get iPlayer synced up, I'm at 26, 41, 42, 43. And the card is out for a Walsall player there. It's their right back, Hayden White, who has been booked. I'd be intrigued if that's what it's for. A collision between him and Dewsbury Hall at the center circle in that build-up play. But I'll be frank, I didn't think that was a foul. I thought that was just a collision. And yeah, Fast has had a decent chance there to take the shot, but it was well blocked by Comley, the Walsall midfielder. Low cross played in, and it again falls to Daka, and he scuffs his lines twice there. The first time he can't find the one-time volley. It bounces off of his planted foot, but the ball stays with him, and he tries to take the shot again, going across the face of goal for the far post, and he fires it wide. It's been a poor match by Daka so far. I'd say he's probably been at about a 4, if that. Honestly, like seeing that as well from the different perspective, it's hard to tell whether he was taking a shot or a cross with the second attempt there. I've had a couple rough weeks at work, so I've been paying my visit to the club shop online, and they're doing the free shirt printing at the moment. So I got the cup print for Albert. I thought that there was going to be more rotation in the squad, so I thought he was going to be starting today. This was another one that I got from that order. This one's got Castagna on the back. So Rico, I'm guessing that we've got an Everton fan tuning in here, or that might be Richo. But thanks for tuning in. And yeah, so I haven't seen the official announcement of it yet, but I know that it was between Deitch and Bielsa, and it was looking like the talks with Bielsa had fallen through. So yeah, you know what? I mean, I have no ill will towards Everton. The only reason why I would want you to go down is just if it's what's necessary to keep us up. And yeah, Dig Dave, Daka just hasn't been able to get the ball on target at all. Now, you know what? For a bit of side conversation on that, though, I'd like to know whether you would have preferred to get Deitch or Bielsa. As Tielemans gets round his man, breaks in towards the penalty area, lays it off for Madison. He cuts, loses his man, plays it back towards Tielemans, over towards Daka, who turns and shoots, and it's a poor shot in the end there, and it's easily gathered by Evans on the left post. Just getting the replay there, and again, we do everything right in the build-up. We get past our men, we find our passes, and it's just the final shot there that lets us down. They're just showing a couple folks in the stands, and I'm not the best with faces, but that really looks like Nigel Pearson. in the stands here in Walsall. For those of you watching at home, if you saw those two gentlemen in the black coats, if you know who they are, I'm pretty sure one of those was Pearson. As the ball's played back towards Fast, and then Amarte right there. Dewsbury Hall towards Barnes. He plays a crossover, and it won't find anyone, and it's out for a goal kick. Big Bad Bear here saying that to think we had the choice between Daka, Edward, and Alexander Isak in the summer of 2021, and we picked the most expensive and worst one. That's harsh on Daka. I think it's fair. Like, I really rated Daka when we signed him. He is also still young. He could still develop into more of a player. He's definitely not at that level yet. We all saw what happened with the last striker that was signed from Red Bull Salzburg, who was tearing it up, and Daka was doing that in the Austrian Bundesliga. I don't really think Edward's necessarily been tearing it up as well. He's done Crystal Palace well, but I still hope for more from Daka, but he's definitely frustrated me so far. That's a very loaded question. A very loaded question. I think it's basically split at the moment. Maybe a little bit more out than in at the moment, because I don't think any of us really expected to be this in this position in the league. My personal stance right now is that I'm still backing him, and I probably will until we're in the drop zone. I still believe that he's capable of turning this around, especially if he gets those signings that he wants, if he gets those recoveries that we need. We've got Madison back now. Ricardo Pereira is looking like he's back on the up. We should hopefully have James Justin back within some sort of window. So I still back him, but I understand the people that don't. We do. We just need to finally get that final contact. And whether that means Daka just getting a bit of luck, or it being somebody who isn't Daka taking the final shot, we're doing everything right until that final pass or that final shot. Barnes hasn't had the best game so far, but we also just haven't been relying very much on his wing at all. A lot more reliance on Castagna and Madison up the right wing. Madison needs to be careful here, because he's griping quite a bit, and he's already on a yellow card for dissent. We're not going to sell Madison unless we absolutely have to. So I wouldn't really see anything in the links at the moment. As Walsall take a free kick, and it's immediately cleared by Leicester City, but then hoofed right back in towards the penalty area. Walsall take a shot from distance there, and pretty poor from Knowles. He had to take it first time on the volley, and he had to take it on the laces, which did not look ideal for him, and it's well wide of the net. We take the goal kick quickly, though, and it's Mendy looking to come forward. Lays it off towards Barnes, but his back was to goal. He had to play it backwards. Mendy plays it back towards Amarte. And now Fast comes forwards. Lays it off to Daka. He loses his man. He tries to find Madison, but it wasn't the best pass. Forces Madison wide. He's trying to lose his man with some step overs and some fakes. He takes a cross there, I think that was, but pretty poor from Madison, and that will go out for a goal kick as well. Even in the summer, like it's not like Madison seems unhappy to still be here. It might just be a matter of can we compete with the kinds of big money offers that he'd be getting. But as it stands, like just on principle, I see Madison sticking with us for a little while. And if he does go, this club have shown an ability to replace good players. Madison is a good example of that. Goal kick is taken. It's nodded on by Fast towards Thomas. And we try to come forward, but Walsall will clear that aggressively for a throw-in for Leicester City. Amarte plays the ball back towards Fass. And we're passing it around at the back at the moment, looking for that opening. Amarte finds Tielemans. He shoots from distance and it's blocked. Thomas now finds Daka, who turns and shoots and puts it over the net. How many chances is Daka going to need to finally get one on goal and get his confidence back? It's not an easy one to take. He gets it with his back to goal, controls it downwards, takes it on the volley, and just fires it pretty far over the net. I want to have patience with him, but when you're a professional and you're getting paid that much, you have to do better than that. They're just showing the stats here. Patson Daka, 6 shots, 1 on target, and it was a pretty weak 1 on target. I don't see us making any changes unless we're either a goal down or until the second half. Daka has a bit of a collision of heads there, and play will be stopped. I'm not sure with which Walsall player it was. It's with Joe Lowe, the Welsh left back for Walsall. Looks like Lowe catches his forehead on the back of Daka's head there. Both of them going for the ball at the same time. And Fee, you're right. Vardy is not on the bench. So when it comes to substitutions up front, it looks like it's really just going to be Kell that can come on in that regard. And Tim, that's a fair point. We've made some excellent but also awful signings, particularly our strikers. We've had a lot of reliance on Jamie Vardy. It's been very, very hard to find that successor for him. Jamie from the Fox's Arms is there. Yes, so if you do want to see more Leicester City content, we don't just do the watch-alongs, but we've also got analysis, pre-game show, interviews with rival fans. So if you give us a subscribe, we're trying to get up to 11K. And then as well, just share videos, like, subscribe. Helps us grow the channel, helps us appear on more people's Discover pages. That's how I found the channel. The passing in the midfield has been pretty good, but yeah, it's that final pass to set up chances that's let us down. Our crossing has not been its best. And yeah, it's been the final ball, be it either the final pass or that shot when we finally get it off that just hasn't been good. Daka having some words with Brendan Rodgers. He is going to stay on the pitch, but both players, Daka and Lowe, have had to leave the pitch in order to because they've received some treatment. Slimani, I was very middle of the road on him. Perez, I'll be honest, I still kind of rate. I feel like he has been let down far more by the fact that he's been played out of position than by his performances. I think when he gets the chance to play as the striker, he's done well for us. And even when forced to play on the wing, he's done decently. Foul against Tielemans here, but Leicester City have already regained possession. Tielemans tries to play a through ball to Castagna, but it will be intercepted, and they're going to try to shield that out for a throw-in, and Gordon does. Walsall throw. Yeah, I feel like Perez was realistically just signed at the wrong time. Like, Vardy was still firing on all cylinders, so he never got the chance to play as that central striker, which was his more natural position. We played him on that right wing a lot, like to the point where I feel like even in FIFA games, he was called a right winger. And that just really let him down because that's not his style of play. He prefers to run up the middle. He's a bit of a poacher in a way, but he can put a good run together. But he's not one for crossing and cutting inside, which is what we rely on a lot from our wingers. We see that with when we've been playing Madison out of position in there. We've been seeing that from Barnes on the left wing. We even see that from Albrighton in a way, although we rely on him a little bit more for crossing than cutting inside. And that's just not Jose Perez's game. And the bigger thing is that I really respect Jose Perez for how much he's stuck by the club through all that. He hasn't complained. He hasn't downed tools. And I follow him on social media. He posts supportively about the club. He reshares content. He makes his own. He has somebody. He either makes his own graphics or he has somebody who makes graphics for him for every match day. So like he looks like someone who genuinely cares about the club, and I really appreciate that in a player, even if their performances in that position aren't up to snuff. Barnes comes in, plays a crossover, but Walsall had crowded that 6-yard box. The clearance is collected by Dewsbury Hall, and he plays it back towards Thomas, and we're trying to find that opening. Madison turns, loses one, but he can't lose the second. That clearance is collected by Fast, though. Noob, you're really putting in a lot of different languages there. I saw you were asking about the result in Russian. You're posting in Welsh now as well. I appreciate you tuning in, but yeah, even if I can read the post in the other language, I am going to be responding in English just because I know the majority of that's the language of the majority of our audience. Passing around at the back at the moment, Fast up to Dewsbury Hall, though, and now we look to come forward. It's a through ball that finds Barnes just before it goes out of play, but the cross is collected by Evans, and it is called for having crossed the line anyway, so it will be a goal kick. 42 minutes and 24 seconds into this match, and it remains 0-0. Leicester City, 12 shots, but only one on target so far. So really being let down by our shooting so far in this match. Accrington Leeds remains 1-0 at the moment. Leeds have definitely picked up the pace. 8 shots now, 4 on target to Accrington's 9 and 5. Amarte coming forward. Plays a through ball towards Madison. Passed out wide towards Castagna. Back to Madison. Plays the first time cross and it's blocked. Castagna to dispossess the defender, though. Over to Tielemans. Mendy now. Back onto the wing to Castagna. Madison. Tielemans. We're trying to find a way to cut inside, maybe. Back to Madison. Back to Tielemans. Tielemans loses his man. Passes to Castagna. Through ball. Finds Tielemans, but Tielemans gets dispossessed. Will be cleared. Only as far as Madison, though. Dewsbury Hall now. We have cut inside. Fast. Tielemans lays it off for Amarte. Our back four are really coming forward now. Madison. Barnes. Let's go of the ball, though, and it's collected by Thomas. Back to Fast. Tielemans. Through looking for Castagna. Won't find him. Amarte now. A lot of passing and build-up, but it has led to quite a few shots for Leicester. We just, again, haven't been able to find the target. And that play will finally break down with Mendy fouling his man, and it's a free kick to Walsall. 30 seconds until added time in the first half. Walsall taking their time in setting up that free kick. There will be 2 minutes of added time here. Hoofed away by Evans. And a poor pass from Thomas there. A little breakdown between him and Barnes. And that is out for a Walsall throw. Throw-in is taken and thrown deep in towards the Leicester City penalty area. It's cleared away after pinging around by Barnes. Walsall look to come forward again. Ball just trickles through, though, and it will be shielded by Amarte so that Iverson can collect. Castagna now to Tielemans. Less than a minute left in this first half. Papi Mendy. Back and forth with Madison. Might be time for one more shot here. Dewsbury Hall lays it to Madison, but it's overcooked. Madison probably should have let that trickle over towards Castagna, and Walsall will intercept. 30 seconds to go. Walsall's attack breaks down. Leicester City have the ball again. Mendy puts it out wide. Comes back inside towards Fass. We switch up play towards Thomas. Back into the middle. We got to get it forward if we want to make any chance out of the last of this first half. Castagna lays it off. Tielemans. Madison. And the first half is ended 0-0. Jack here saying, Walsall have been good. Credit to them. They're playing well with the ball and look organized and have made better chances compared to us. We're boring, slow, predictable, and not clinical in the box. I agree and disagree with you on different points on that. I would say that Walsall have definitely been good. They've brought the game to us. I think Leicester City have been the much better side. I think that we have been good in midfield. We've done very well in build-up play. The clinicality in the box has definitely been our biggest letdown. That we definitely just have to do better in midfield. We have to take those chances because it's only going to take one going well for Walsall, and then suddenly we're going to be out of the cup. Big Dave saying that's 45 minutes I can't get back, and it'll be the same until about the 65th. You know what? It was a bit of a rough watch because we did do a lot of the passing around at the back. When we found that opening, we did well in the build-up play, but we should be doing better. We just should be. I'm going to step away for about 10 minutes. Just get cleared up a little bit for the second half. So I'm going to put up that 5-minute interlude, and then we're going to come back to the thumbnail. I will be back. Please stick around, and we will have a little bit of halftime discussion as well. All right. Thank you for bearing with me. Let's take a look at some of your halftime comments. It hasn't been that bad a first half because we have made plenty of chances. Like, let's not forget, we've taken 12 shots this game. At the same time, we have to be more clinical, and that's been deeply, deeply disappointing in this match so far. Scott saying, I don't know how they can say that Daka lacks confidence. He's been starting a lot. Managers showing faith in him, needs to make decisions quicker on the ball. I think the thing is, confidence comes from more than just starting games, though. It also comes from having to do the goods and perform in those games. I think a good example of that might be Granit Xhaka. You know, he started every single match for Arsenal and was not good. He was out of confidence. He's confident now and he's firing on all cylinders, but no, the fact that he starts isn't the sole source of his confidence. He needs to definitely do more and do better for himself, but I don't think it's as simple as he starts, he should be confident. Absolutely. It would be woeful if we were to go out at this stage, especially after taking the number of shots that we've had. And David saying lots of possession, but not doing much with it as usual. Daka everywhere, but where he needs to be. Looks like a player who is earnest and tries, but isn't confident or good enough. And that's fair. I definitely think it's a lack of confidence and that he will probably require more development over time. He's not there yet. I think that Kel is a more developed striker at this time than Daka, but clearly there's something in training that we're not seeing. We have kicked off the second half, so we are at 45 minutes, 31, 32, 33, if you would like to get synced up. Timmy Castagna plays the ball over towards Tielemans, then a lofted ball that's looking for Dewsbury Hall in the middle, won't find him. Daka chases down the back pass from the Walsall defender, but it will be cleared by Evans, their goalkeeper, for a throw-in. Anubar saying Leicester passing sideways more than anything, need to be more direct and passing needs to improve. Madison is not good right now. Madison hasn't been at his best, but I think to say that he's not good is harsh. Simultaneously as well, I think we have had moments of direct passing. Like right now, Madison lays the ball off towards Barnes. And we've broken into the penalty area, but a wasteful cross from Barnes gets intercepted before it can find Daka. And a free kick to Leicester City? Could this be a free kick right on the edge of the box as Patson Daka gets knocked off the ball? Scott, it's funny because I would say like most of the time, when I'm watching the Premier League online, I end up about a full minute behind the British broadcasts. There's ongoing discussion here. I'm seeing the replay on this, and this may have actually been a Leicester City penalty. As Patson Daka, yes, it's a penalty to Leicester City. Patson Daka clipped by Walsall's number 20. I'll need to pull back up who exactly that is, and it's a penalty that Youri Tielemans will take. And he hits the post. Youri Tielemans misses the penalty, and it remains 0-0. That he took that penalty very, very quickly as well. Fires it low and to the left. Keeper guessed the right way, and the ball, for what it's worth, it looks like it takes a bounce on its way there, but you can't go missing a penalty at 0-0. I'm not sure why Youri was taking. I'm in that squad. I guess he would be the normal penalty taker, but if anything, like let Patson have it. It was a foul against him. He's a striker. And Walsall nearly get the chance on a counter right there. Lofted cross that finds their man right on the outside of, or right inside the penalty area, just inside the line. It was a goal kick by Iverson, and then Thomas is dispossessed by a sliding tackle there by Wilmot, and the cross comes in towards Williams and is fired over the bar. But yeah, unfortunate there on the penalty. And again, like Tielemans even caught me off guard. Like he took that quickly after the whistle was blown. And he just hits the post. Dodger had a comment earlier here saying Walsall are a very solid side in how they set up. Not a lot of goals get past them on the regular. Here, with our lack of goals, it could go either way. You're not wrong, but at the same time, we're talking about a League Two side, a mid-table League Two side against the Premier League side. Like, even if we're lower Premier League, we have to be doing better here. We have to be more clinical. They're a solid side, but we've taken 12 shots against them and missed 11 of them. I mean, for what it's worth as well, so it was off of Hutchinson, center midfielder for Walsall. I would be very upset if that was a penalty going the other way. Soft, if anything. Scott saying we play like a mid-table championship side at the moment. It's frustrating. Because I see the moments that show why we're in the Premier League and why we deserve to stay in the Premier League, but we've been so wasteful at times in this match. Castagna finds Daka, who plays it back towards Mendy. This is what I was saying. Walsall don't let too many goals past them on the regular. It doesn't surprise me with our form lately why we're struggling so much to score. It's possible, but I guess maybe we can account for some of the misses being because of good pressure being applied by the defense. Maybe I'm not giving Walsall enough credit in that way, but from the chances that have been created are too good for us to be missing this many of them, I guess is my point. Like they have been solid and they've done very well to keep it level to this point. But at the same time, you know, if we're taking 12 shots, it's pretty inexcusable to still be 0-0. Throw in to be taken by Knowles, and he hoofs it in towards the penalty area. It's nodded on, bouncing around the penalty area. A point-blank save by Iverson saves the draw, and then the rebound is blocked by the defender. He would have been offside anyways from the nod on. But worrisome stuff here as Walsall nearly get an opener. It would have been taken away from them, but even for them to hit the back of the net before us would have been a kick in the teeth. All right, now let's be as Dewsbury Hall dispossesses his defender, he breaks in towards the penalty area, sliding tackle there from the Walsall center back, does very, very well there, and it's out for a corner kick. It was Daniels gets dispossessed by Dewsbury Hall, and then he does very well to track back, counteract the angle, and put in a perfect sliding tackle to get the ball first before the man. Billy, so we've got a Swallows fan here, and he's saying very happy with how they've been playing. I can see Walsall robbing it. It's possibility. It's a possibility. It just takes one break. We have been so wasteful in front of goal so far this game. I think if we score, it's game, set, match. But until then, I'd say it's a 50-50 on who could win. Corner taken, immediately cleared by the Walsall defender at the near post, and it's out for another corner kick. Second one is taken, and again cleared at the near post, and again another corner for Leicester City. Hayden White again coming up big. He's a big man in that penalty area for them. We don't have a lot of tall folks there to counteract it. Wout Faes really our biggest target man just in terms of bare height. Amarte trying to make a nuisance of himself in front of Evans, their goalkeeper. Tielemans to take it again. Little bit of a delay as some stewards are trying to direct some fans away from him. As the cross comes in, and again, we fail to beat the Walsall defenders. And now Walsall look to break. Dewsbury Hall does well to break that down, though. Leicester can look to counter the counter. Cross comes in, found by Barnes, shoots across, saved by Evans. And out for a Leicester City throw. And that's fair. I mean, we do always like to talk about the magic of the cup. There is always going to be one team from League Two or even non-league that makes it far. And Walsall have a lot. They can leave this match with their head held high regardless of what the score ends up being at 90 minutes here. Mendy coming forward here. Lofted pass towards Barnes. He struggles to keep that in. And following his header to try to keep the ball up in the air, White will head it away for a throw-in. Some frustration on Barnes' face there. I think the players are definitely annoyed with the fact that it is still 0-0 at this point. Matt saying bring Nacho and Christensen on. Simon saying to get Thomas off. And Sean saying that Rodgers could have had a completely new squad and wouldn't get anything out of them. Tielemans' pass is intercepted, but it will trickle over towards Mendy and Leicester City remain in possession. Madison, Nacho, back to Madison. Onto the wing to Castagna. Lofted outswinging cross, finds Barnes, but he can only pass it to Dewsbury Hall. Back to Mendy. Madison now. Very positive play, shot from distance blocked. Walsall in possession now. Good challenge there from Tielemans. We regain possession. It's Tielemans on the outside of the area. Shot saved. Rebound Daka saved again by Evans, who does very, very well. Very well there. 2 straight saves by Evans. First on the shot from distance by Tielemans. Daka would have been onside on the rebound there, but Evans does well to get low and block the rebound with his legs. I've been criticizing Daka all through the match. That's the shot I would have wanted to see from him, to play it low and on target. You don't want to blast that one over the net. This time we play the corner short. Now the cross comes in. It finds Wout Faes. His shot is blocked. Bounces around the penalty area. Second cross comes in. Headed away. This time by Gordon. Cleared by Walsall. Only as far as Madison. More positive from Leicester now. Tielemans now. Out onto the wing towards Barnes. Madison. Last 10 minutes possession. 83% for Leicester City. Madison plays it back to Tielemans. Mendy now. Walsall have, I think, 10 players in the penalty area here. Lofted cross looking for Castagna. Too high for him. And that is where the play will break down. And it's a goal kick to Walsall. Dodger saying that's the problem. Players think that they're better than certain teams, so don't show up. Barnes is showing that ego. I think when we have Tete in this squad and we can start relying on both wings for goals, that will be a major change for us. Evans taking his time here. And throw into Leicester City. Walsall appealing that it went off of Luke Thomas. That's fair. I might be being overconfident here, but I've been seeing the reports from Fabrizio. He's been saying that it's basically here we go at this point. I'm optimistic on that front. Fast lofts the ball forward, nodded on by Barnes towards Daka. Dewsbury Hall now. He lays it off. Luke Thomas. We're forced to play it back. Fast to Daka. Back to Amarte. Tielemans. Madison. Castagna. Tielemans. Good pass from Tielemans finds Dewsbury Hall. Poor pass from Dewsbury Hall that will have to be collected by Fass. Little back and forth between Thomas and Barnes. Barnes out near the corner. Cuts in. Cuts back out. Crosses in. Was looking for Castagna there, but cleared by the Walsall defender. And Walsall will get their full clearance in now. Iverson comes well out of his net and will sweep that. Hoofs it well forward, but all the way to the Walsall center backs. Calmly now. Lofts it over, trying to switch up play. Will not find Wilmot, though. Dewsbury Hall in possession now. Over to Barnes. Tielemans calling for it. Won't get it. Amarte now. He plays it backwards to Castagna. Out onto the wing. Madison. Gets past Knowles. Fouled by Knowles. Free kick, Leicester. We're taking our time and setting it up, just checking the other score. It remains 1-0 to Leeds at the moment. Accrington Stanley still pouring on the pressure, though. Madison's free kick. In-swinging corner. Gets past everybody. It's a chase down. Dewsbury Hall keeps it in possession. Plays it back towards Mendy. Mendy shoots. Blocked. Ball will trickle in towards Fass. He plays it to Thomas. Thomas tries to lose his man, but gets tackled. Now Walsall can come forward. Pass intercepted by Dewsbury Hall. Cheers, guys. Appreciate it. We're getting there. We're 60 minutes, 50 seconds in. As Dewsbury Hall plays it forward towards Madison. Slight tackle, but the ball will fall towards Daka. It was intercepted briefly, but Leicester City back in possession. Tielemans now. And he's well tackled, and now Walsall can look to break. It's Knowles. Breaking forward on that left wing. Knowles has been that troublesome player for Walsall so far, but a good sliding tackle by Mendy puts it out for a throw. Those of you in the chat, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe in the 4th round it would go to a replay. If it ends in a 0-0. So we would have a later game scheduled at the King Power. Substitution for Walsall. Connor Wilkinson coming on for Andy Williams. 2 substitutions actually for Walsall. So Williams was one of those forwards for Walsall. He had one of the more cut-edge chances. And then the second substitution, I don't recognize the player's face. Jan Sonogo is coming on for Isaac Hutchinson. He was the player who gave away the penalty. Again, I would feel hard done by if that was a penalty the other way. So if this match ends in a draw, it will go to a replay at the King Power. Substitution for Leicester City, and Victor Christensen is getting his first time in a Leicester City shirt. He comes on for Luke Thomas. As well, Patson Daka is done for the day. I imagine that's going to be for Kelechi Iheanacho, and it is. As well, Dennis Pratt is on the sidelines. Looks like this could be a triple substitution for Leicester City. And looks as though, Scott, you completely nailed it. 3 for 3 on that. Thomas off, Daka off, Matters off. Those are the 3 changes that have been made. And it is Pratt, it is Christensen, and it is Iheanacho replacing the 3 of them. We've got Mr. FA Cup on the pitch now. Let's see if this makes an impact on the last 27 minutes of this match. Sonogo already directing his team as a long throw, and it's played like a corner, bouncing around in the penalty area, falls to a Walsall man. Well shielded by Barnes, though, and he's forced out towards the sideline. Cross comes in now. Can't find Daniels. Lofted back in. Pinging around the penalty area, cleared by Tielemans. Not only that, but Iheanacho will collect, and now we can look to break. It's one-on-one. 5 Walsall players tracking back. Good shot from Iheanacho early there, but a decently easy save for Evans. He dives to his right and stops it with his palm and can hold on to the rebound as well. Yeah, it is fairly predictable. I think the only other thing we might have predicted would have been like although I guess that's in the pre-Christensen days would have been I'd have predicted Albrighton in the 65th. Like in a cup match, that's a Brendan Rodgers substitution right there. That's why I had these. Castagna on the ball right now as Leicester City pass the ball around the back. Big Dave agreeing. It's easy to figure out Rodgers. Mendy to Dewsbury Hall as we look to come forward now. Switch up the wings now, and it's Castagna coming forward. Plays it to Pratt. Cuts inside. Mendy now in the center. Tielemans. Pratt. Back to Tielemans. Little Belgian connection going on. Ooh, and Tielemans' next pass to Castagna is a little overcooked, and it will be shielded by Gordon out for a goal kick. That's a good question, Genwell. Since it's Paul Ince versus United this weekend, which players have managed against Leicester in the past? I can't answer that off the top of my head because admittedly as well, like my knowledge of who's managed what teams is very poor, especially if we were to go back to like our championship and League One days. I know like a good number of our 90s players and early aughts players. Like I'm trying to think of like if Sean St. Ledger has gone into management at all. If maybe Steve Guppy went into management, but no one I can think of off the top of my head. Dodger, that's understandable. I am more positive about Christensen because of the reaction that I saw from the Copenhagen support base. I rate a lot. I use opposing supporters on social media as a big gauge on whether or not a player will come good in a transfer. I think a good comparison would be like for Christensen, we had a lot of Copenhagen supporters wishing us well, telling us that he was one of their best, versus say the Anthony Gordon trade to Newcastle. I really have been seeing a lot of radio silence from Everton supporters on that. So I definitely think that just in terms of like bare bones business on that front, I'm more optimistic that Christensen will do well for us than I am that Gordon will do well for Newcastle. Mendy having a quick pass back and forth with Pratt, and then we come in towards the center with Nacho. Back to Mendy, back to Tielemans. Now forward with Mendy. Out onto the wing with Pratt. Walsall holding a very solid shape here. Castagna under pressure, plays it back towards Mendy. And then over to Tielemans. Back to Mendy. Cuts inside. Pass finds Iheanacho. Back out to Mendy. We're waiting and looking for a hole here. Over to Iheanacho. Cuts inside. Shoots from distance and scores! That took a wicked deflection off of the Walsall man, but we will take that any day of the week. And with that, it is now Leicester City 1, Walsall 0. What a time for my camera to give out as well, but Mr. FA Cup breaks the FA Cup deadlock. It looks as though it took a deflection off of Comley. I'm not sure whether they're going to count that as a goal for Iheanacho or an own goal, but that is huge for us in this game and will definitely change the momentum. You gotta feel for Evans, the Walsall keeper there. He's done so well in this match, but you can't account for a deflection like that. And it is 1-0 to the Foxes. Dig Dave saying, take Doc off and we score. Matt saying it's Mr. FA Cup again. It is indeed. And it's 1-0. Morning. It's good to, I know it's very early for you, so it should be about 5:57 in the morning for you in California. We've been pretty decent. Like Walsall, I'd say have had 2 good chances so far in this game versus I'd say we've had about 8 or 9. So I'm confident now that we're up 1-0. But I say that Walsall break into the penalty area and they get a header, but not good connection from Wilkinson, and that will trickle into the arms of Iverson. From the text feed that I've got here, it will count as a goal for Kelechi Iheanacho. And then Fee with tradition, thank you for the 99p super sticker. We always appreciate it. Thank you so, so much. So Dodger's saying, question to everyone and me. If we win, does Iverson deserve a shot starting in the Prem? The thing is, I rate Danny Ward mostly based on that good run of form that we saw from him. And I do honestly think that a lot of the goals that we conceded more recently in our more poor run of form haven't been Danny Ward's fault. So I still like him starting in the Premier League. And I think that we're a little risky right now to be experimenting with our goalkeeper when we have to be maximizing our number of points to get clear of that relegation zone. Although at the same time, like, he does deserve a shot, and I don't want to frustrate him to the point that he wants to leave the club. But it's a very precarious time for us right now to be experimenting in that way. Yes, senior man Kells. And so, yeah, I've heard rumblings that we're in for Alban Lafont, but if we get him in January, boy, does that mean we've been flying quietly. For us to scoop up a starting goalkeeper from Ligue 1 without any rumors really going around about it, I'd be surprised. And that's a fair point. I think I believe that Ward can work because of what I've seen from him in that good run of form. We've seen what a good goalkeeper he can be. And I believe that we will start seeing that again from him. But you are right that, like, as of right now, this team has not been good. As Leicester City come forward now, Christensen finds Barnes, taken off of him by the defender, and then well controlled to keep Dewsbury Hall from regaining possession. Very well done by the Walsall man, who then wins a free kick as well. That's Daniels. Daniels and Knowles been very, very good for Walsall in this match. Counselor saying, what do you know? Kel scores when given a chance again, but he'll be back on the bench against Villa, no doubt. Yeah, everybody talking about how Nacho should be starting instead. I like Kelechi a lot. I do think that he is the more complete center forward right now. I think that Daka might have more potential than him at this point, but I agree that I'd like to start seeing Kel back in the Premier League. Christensen shields the ball off of a deflection, and that will go out for a throw into Leicester City that will be taken by Christensen as well. Dodgers saying, does Daka only start most of the time so that Rodgers can justify his price? It's cynical, but you might not be wrong. We know that Rodgers is a very proud man, and if he put that much money forward into a signing like that because he wanted that person that much, it's possible, but it would be concerning if our manager were that petty for that to be his reason. I'm sure that it's more than just that. Christensen on the ball now. He passes it over towards Mendy. 73 minutes, 3 seconds at the moment as Tielemans passes it forward to Dewsbury Hall. He goes across, finds Iheanacho. Out onto the wing towards towards Pratt, who plays his cross in, and it's up and over everybody. Finds Christensen. And that is an optimistic shot by Christensen that will go well over the net and right into the welcome to Walsall FC sign at the back of the stand. Scott saying that Nacho and Vardy up front was an impressive matching. Then he just drops Nacho without warning. Yeah, it is one of those decisions that was made that just baffles me. Because I really rate Iheanacho. Substitution for Walsall now, and it is Douglas James Taylor coming on. Who's coming off for them? Comley, the center midfielder. So 3 changes now for Walsall, and it's their 2 center midfielders and 1 of their forwards. They've got to start throwing things up front now, and it looks like that is exactly what Walsall's manager is doing. Wout Faes hoofs the ball upfield. Won't find Nacho, though, and it will be gathered by Daniels. He passes it back to Evans, who then clears the ball forward. Christensen intercepts, finds Dewsbury Hall. Dewsbury Hall's touch is heavy, though. And Daniels will once again intercept. Daniels doing very well this match. Ball right in the Walsall midfield right now. They look to come forward. Gordon just can't control the ball, though, and it's out for a Leicester City throw. And I turned away briefly from the Accrington Stanley match, getting you an update here. It is 3-0 to Leeds United now. Junior Firpo and Sinistera both scoring, as that is a foul against Kieran Dewsbury Hall, though, who is incensed with the referee over that decision. I thought when he blew whistle that was going to be that was going to be a free kick for us. I've had discussions around this in the past. I will never back our club to lose, no matter what it signifies. Like, I would never want us to lose so that we have fewer matches on the calendar in a cup competition. I'd never want us to lose so that a manager gets sacked. Every match, I'm going in hoping for a win. I understand the people who don't, but that's just not my way. Offside on Daniels, and that will be a free kick to Leicester City that we take quickly. Christensen plays it forward. We're forced to turn around, though, and it will go back to the center backs. Dan Amarte to Wout Faes. Back to Amarte. Forward through Tielemans. Out onto the wing. Castagna. Pratt breaking forward. Pass is made to him. It's a little light for him, though, and that breaks his momentum. He's forced to turn around and pass it to Tielemans. Nacho. Back to Tielemans. Into the center. It's Mendy. I don't know why he turns his back to goal there, though. And he's forced to lay it off towards Tielemans, and now they'll pass it back and forth in the midfield. I'd rather we get a second here. Tielemans upfield, finds Nacho, to Castagna, back to Pratt, back to Tielemans. And we're all the way back to Wout Faes now. Tielemans hoofs that ball upfield. He's looking for Barnes, won't find him, though, and that will be headed back to Evans. Ball hoofed upfield. Faes intercepts the goal kick. However, Walsall will intercept the header from Faes. They go back to their center backs. Tielemans marshals downfield trying to stop that. The clearance will go up and over him, though. Harvey Barnes finds Dewsbury Hall. He goes back, finds Mendy. Mendy gets tripped. No foul. Walsall look to break. Mendy's back on his feet and pressuring. Good tackle from Dewsbury Hall, and Leicester regain possession. Christensen. Mendy. Out onto the wing. Barnes. Back to Mendy. Dewsbury Hall now gets pulled down. Free kick. Faster moving football from Leicester City, and this is what we like to see. Stark contrast to the slow passing around at the back that we had, I'd say, even 2 minutes ago. Amarte and Fast. We're passing it back around now. Tielemans has come back. He lofts it forward, looking for Castagna. Up and over his head, though, and shielded out for a throw-in. High throw-in is taken, looking for James Taylor, headed away by Castagna. Another throw into Walsall. No worries, Michael. I started commentating like just at kickoff because it was it's been an early morning. Fourth substitution here and fifth substitution here for Walsall. It will be Wilmot, the wide midfielder, coming off. As well as Jacob Maddox. I really haven't seen much of Maddox in this match. He was the other center forward for them. I think they were doing a lot more through Williams than they were through Maddox. But again, this is 3 midfielders and 2 center forwards changed for Walsall. They're really going to start throwing it at us now. And that's exactly what they look to do. They switch play up on the wing. Gordon, cross comes in, up and over everybody and out for a goal kick. And thank you, Michael. I was joking about it in our personal chat. I've had a rough week at work, so I ordered myself a couple Leicester City shirts, and then I had another rough week at work this week, so I'm probably going to order another couple Leicester City shirts. They hooked me with the free shirt printing. Dan Amarte on the ball. He plays it forward, finds Pratt. Pratt plays it back. Tielemans, and well-placed pass from Tielemans, but Pratt can't quite get there, and it's closed down by Walsall. They'll play it back to Evans, and Evans hoofs it forward. Route 1 football here from Walsall now. Ooh, Iverson, I think, was hoping that ball would trickle back into his penalty area, but it doesn't quite, and he's forced into an awkward volley to put that out of play. Counselor asking, why does Brendan not trust Kell? Dodger saying that it's because he's not a Rogers-style player. I'm not necessarily sure I buy that, because the thing is, like, he played Iheanacho so much in, like, 2018, 2019, 2020. I might have my years wrong. I might be thinking 1 year too far back, but a couple years ago, like, Nacho was getting game time. The throw-in is taken and it's cleared away, and now Leicester City can look to break, but Iheanacho can't quite chase that down, and it's out for a Walsall throw. Yeah, that would have been it. Yeah, so that would have been the 2020-21 season, not 19. Ball nodded on. Castagna heads it away. Walsall putting pressure on. A poorly placed pass, though, and Christensen will collect and set up like he's going to clear, but then pass it forward to Barnes. Christensen getting plenty of the ball there. Although Mendy gets tackled and Walsall regain possession. Breaking forward. Barnes knocks over his man, and then Christensen knocks over his man. The flag goes up, but I don't know if that's for a free kick or for a throw-in. Looks like a throw-in as Knowles is on the deck. Kim, thanks for tuning in from Zambia. Yeah, Christensen just gets in there and muscles over Knowles. The Walsall fans not pleased with that at all, but we've seen the danger that Walsall can make with those long throw-ins, and that's exactly what they try for here, and Christensen will head it away at the near post. Poorly controlled by the Walsall man, and Dewsbury Hall will collect it. Now we look to break. His man falls over. Dewsbury Hall breaking on the left wing. Cuts inside. Plays it in towards Tielemans. He lays it off. Harvey Barnes! Shots blocked. Collects his own rebound. Shots blocked again. And then cleared by Walsall. Good defending there by Walsall. I cannot blame them at all for that. As now Walsall look to break. Dan Amarte trying to shield the ball. Cleared away by Iverson, who sweeps, and that's out for a throw-in. Dale Booth logged in from Iraq. Glad to see so many people tuning in from all around the world. Thank you for doing so. And we look to break forward again. Barnes gets tackled by, I'm not sure which player that was. Was that Allen? Yes, by Taylor Allen, and that's out for a Leicester City throw. That's harsh. That's harsh. You know what? I don't blame Harvey for that though. Like that was a well taken shot. The Walsall players did very well to block that. Leicester City coming forward. Iheanacho swarmed by 4 players. He wants a free kick but won't get one, and Walsall regain possession. But Dennis Pratt, high pressing, knocks his man over, collects the ball outside of the penalty area. Low cross shot! Well saved by Evans. Right point blank range in front of goal. Walsall tried to break there, but well intercepted by Amarte. It's heating up here now. Harvey Barnes is our Dele Alli. That's so harsh. Tielemans finds Castagna. Back to Tielemans. Dewsbury Hall in the midfield. He shoots from distance, and it's wide. Goal kick is taken by Evans. Ball trickles through the Leicester City lines. Walsall still coming forward. Ball was cleared off of the Walsall man. They get there just before the ball goes out of play and make a cross. Castagna clears. Christensen will save the corner and put it out for a throw-in. Yeah, like that was harsh. Fee, we are at 85-55, so we are 4 minutes plus injury time away from full time here. As Walsall take another long throw. Cleared by Fast. Goes off of Tielemans, and that will be a corner to Walsall. The fans are getting excited here. Agreed. After the knocks that he took in this match, I'm not surprised that Madison got substituted, but it was good to see them back into the squad. Corner's taken. It's an outswinger. Headed up. Volley on the outside of the box. Header knotted on. Iverson doesn't hold the ball, but just manages to pounce on the rebound before Walsall can get their opportunity there. Scary moments briefly, but we get away with it. And I think Christensen getting minutes is the thing that I'm most excited by. Because if we can find somebody who can put some pressure on Luke Thomas, also just give him a break, get him a chance to get some time off, and somebody who can hopefully solidify that left back position, that I'm looking forward to. Iverson getting pressed by the Walsall man, picks up the ball, almost gets pushed over here, but we maintain possession. 87 minutes 22 as Mendy passes the ball back to Amarte. Barnes plays the ball to the opposite wing, and it's Dennis Pratt now. He's got space. He plays it in towards Iheanacho. Iheanacho tries to knot it on towards Pratt. Pass was intercepted. I think it may have been by a handball that we get advantage played on. And now it's Dewsbury Hall with acres of space. He plays it out onto the wing. It's Christensen. He plays a low cross. Dewsbury Hall! And it's just wide of the net. Just wide. I don't know, like, I get why he could leave, but if we can get those players back into form and become that European challenging team again, I can see him staying with us. Um, I feel like he has been sold on a program at this club. We'll have to see. I've never seen any like significant indication that Madison wants to leave the club. And no holds barred here for Daka in the chat for sure. And we come forward again. This time it's Iheanacho. He has Pratt on one side, Barnes on the other. He lays it off for Barnes. Barnes passes it back to Iheanacho, who shoots, and that's well over the net. He had somebody closing him down, so he had to put some loft on the shot, but he gets well under that ball, and that misses by quite a bit. Yeah, no deflection on that. Just a poor shot from Iheanacho at the end of the day. Was a bit of a sitter. Oh my goodness, they're just showing the stats here. 27 shots, 7 on target for Leicester City. As Barnes gets hacked down from behind, and that's a free kick. And he has got a muddy shoulder now. You'll know if you get the match worn shirt from that one that was the shirt worn, because that shoulder is brown now. As Tielemans screaming to his teammates, trying to get them into position. 4 minutes added time, and we're into the first one. Christensen plays it short to Tielemans. He plays through ball. Harvey Barnes now back to Christensen. Gets past his man. Outswinging cross. Must have been deflected there. Corner kick. 90 minutes 35. 3.5 minutes to go in this game. That's happened before, hasn't it? Didn't Wigan win the FA Cup and get relegated? I don't think we're getting relegated this season, though. I said that before. I'll say it again. I think there's teams that at their full strength are worse than us, and we still have players yet to come back. Tielemans plays an in-swinging corner. It's headed away at the near post, and another corner for Leicester. I'll take that, and we'll take that, because that's just going to burn time. Wilkinson at their near post. Second corner is taken short. Dewsbury Hall plays it to Tielemans. Little back and forth. And we're all the way back into the midfield now. Lofted upfield, it's Christensen. He finds Barnes, back to Christensen. Tielemans now. Iheanacho. Tielemans dispossessed by Sonogo. Iverson will clear off the counter, though. Walsall will collect off of Iverson's clearance. I'm not saying that it's impossible. I'm just saying I don't think we will be. Walsall trying to come forward. Their lofted ball is cleared away by Amarte, but they come forward again. Low cross, cleared by Fass. Pratt lofts it on. Iheanacho dispossessed. Knowles now. Sliding tackle from Tielemans. I didn't think that was a free kick. I thought he got the ball first, but a free kick is given to Walsall in a dangerous position here. And we come up to the 93rd minute. So if Walsall scores here, that's pretty much the result guaranteed. And if they miss, that's basically Leicester into the next round. Accrington have pulled one back against Leeds in injury time. Looks as though it will be Wilkinson to take the free kick. A 4-man wall, nobody lying down behind it. Free kick is taken, and it's wide of the net. 20 seconds to go in this match. Craig saying a difficult watch again. Counselor worrying me a little bit because I know sometimes I can end up behind the others. 5 seconds left in the 4 minutes of added time. There will likely be an additional minute or two due to stoppages in stoppage time. Goal kick is taken. Full time not blown. Walsall back in possession. Tielemans intercepts off the header. And that is the full-time whistle. Leicester City are into the next round of the FA Cup with a 1-0 win. We didn't play the best football in England, but we got the job done. It took a deflection. I think Walsall can leave this match with their heads held high. They took us a match. They played very well. But at the end of the day, despite the missed penalty and 20 shots off target, Leicester City come out 1-0 winners. Fee saying that in a month, Rogers will have been with us for 4 years. Michael, you didn't. Honestly, I was entertained by this match. This isn't a match that will go into the Leicester City lore, but there was good passing, a heck of a lot of shots. I hope we get an easy home tie next. We'll take it. Orlando saying we need a right winger, another midfielder, and a goalkeeper, and we'll be back to winning ways. Don't forget, we're gonna get some players back from injury coming up. We're hopefully going to get Tete closed, hopefully today. But with that, the result is done, and Leicester City will be on to the next round of the FA Cup. Greg saying, lacking quality again, but the few touches the new lad had showed that he's a decent buy. Yeah, Christensen definitely showed that he belonged. I'm looking forward to seeing how he does in the Premier League as well, but did decently. Anthony saying we'll finish top 10. Michael asking how Christensen did. He did well. He's not exactly adding to his skills and highlights reel this match, but he did the business, and that's what we hired him to do. So with that, I am going to sign off, but thank you all for joining me for this match. Always keep tuned to the channel because we've got lots of Leicester City content coming all through the week, and I will see you lads for the next match.
Thanks for watching Leicester Fan TV. Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everards, Pucka Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hologram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newbie & Co. Estate Agents. Make sure to follow us on all of our social channels at Leicester Fan TV. Visit our website, leicesterfantv.com.